Welcome back to Albion Park on this -3 Thursday afternoon. Ross Davies with you, along with Coda, as we check out how Spencer Creek is doing during our first real cold snap of the year. I know people in the prairies are probably laughing, but we did get down to about -7 or -8 last night. And for the first time in what has to date been a fairly mild winter, we've had an Arctic ridge of high pressure up north. The air starts pushing down, it starts to spill out sideways, something's got to give. So we've seen that movie before, where it takes its crazy rush down the Fraser Canyon out to the Fraser Valley, and here we are. We've tested our water temperature at +2 degrees. Let's take a look at our pH. And it comes in around 6.5 to 7. Turbidity level with crystal clear water is 0. Now, something I've told my students about before a few times, even though we got some ice forming here and there in the creek on the logs and things, the water itself doesn't have a lick of ice on it, and that's because Spencer Creek right now is getting all of its flow from groundwater, which never freezes. So if it didn't freeze today or last night, chances are it's probably not going to. So we'll carry on and take a little look around the trail and see what else is happening on this chilly February afternoon. Now, we may get significant snow in here this coming weekend. There's the Arctic air that's in place. If it meets a moist air mass from the Pacific and those two things collide, then it's pretty much off to the races. But the last significant snow here was the 21st of December, and we mentioned to my students that it really flattened down the Himalayan blackberry. There you see some there, while giving the salmonberry, which sheds its leaf and is not susceptible to snow loads the same way, a bit of an up this year. Now, you don't have to be a horticulturist. Have a look at these blackberry leaves that are frost damaged and know that it's not happy. We haven't been able to walk through here since probably October, but now with the trails frozen, it's a little crunchy, but it's a piece of cake. I haven't been back here for a while, so I'm not sure what did this. As you can see, it hasn't landed yet. Could have been the snow from December 21st, or it could have been high winds, maybe a combination of both. But I figure that's going to fall down pretty soon. Here on the center trail, it's almost like a big giant sponge. There's a very high water table. The trees aren't very firm. You see a lot of blowdown in here. Remnants of an old one back there. And even though it's been going down to minus a lot, there's hardly any ice in here. This is all groundwater, and it's slowly making its way through here over to Spencer Creek. And what we do have, even though we're in the middle of a cold snap, now the first few skunk cabbages are kind of poking up, and they'll be an important food source for black bears once they start getting active in a while. And they've been sort of spared the cold by this groundwater, so they're kind of having a little sauna here, as it were, in the middle of this weather that we're in right now. And we'll just keep carrying on down the trail. Just checking out some sword fern here that, even though it's native, it's an evergreen and it can photosynthesize a little bit in the winter. I think it got caught out a bit here. Look at the frost damage on these leaves here. It's not going to kill this thing, there's no way, but it's probably going to slow down or maybe reduce the fiddlehead crop this year, just because it kind of got caught with its pants down, so to speak. We've been checking out the Indian plum, and of course it's known to get its leaves before anybody else does. And that one up there, we've been watching it, and the buds are getting all fat and happy, but now with this cold snap, it's sort of like gone, whoa, Nelly. So it's kind of shut down for a while. You're just going to wait this out. So the same thing, it'll start, moving and shaking again as soon as the weather warms up. So that's it for now. And Ross saying so long from Albion Park.